Hey you guys, welcome back to my page. My name is Laura. I'm with Chocolate Chocolat Designs. Please say hello when you jump on the video. Let me know that you're here, that you're watching tonight. We have a project today by special request. Somebody asked me specifically to do this project. So our, oh no, I deleted the wrong one. Okay, I can fix it. Anyway, you guys, somebody specifically asked me to do this project for you all. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to try this tonight so you guys can see what it's all about. Now, I do not have this ready because for some reason I deleted the wrong one. But I can fix it really, really fast, you guys. I can fix it so fast because I know what I'm doing, I think. Anyway, the keyword for tonight is rice. If you type that keyword in there, you should get a supply list. If you don't, let me know because I just activated that. Hopefully that is going to work out for us. And in just a second, let me get a keyword, or let me get the video pulled up so I can say hi to all my friends. I can see some of you jumping on here right now. Hi, Sissy. So I believe it was Ruth that sent me a message and she said, Laura, we have this stuff on your site right now. It's currently 60% off for Perks members and for designers, and it's rice paper. And what can I do with this rice paper? How do I use it? And I've got a bunch of it and I just don't know what to do. So I thought, you know what, you guys, the cart link is going to be really, really small today because these things are at unbeatable prices. Under $2, like $1, it's like Dollar Tree prices for this stuff, for this rice paper. Hi, Christine. Oh my goodness, all my friends are jumping on here. So that's all that's in the cart link is the 3 different kinds that we do carry. Oh my goodness. You like working with rice paper? Awesome. Oh my, you guys, there's so many comments. I don't even think I can say hi to everybody. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Karen. Hi, Leah. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, Tammy. Hello, everybody. Hi, Tracy. Lots of prayers for Tracy, you guys. Hi, Tanya and Melinda. Hello, Terry. Hi, Hope and Wanda. Putting a transfer on a piece of rice paper could be... I'm not doing a transfer tonight. We're just doing the rice paper. You are so welcome. It was Joanne. All right. Thank you. It was Joanne. Hi, Dale. You just ordered one of them. Awesome. All right. So hopefully we are able to do this today and you guys get an idea of what we're going to do and how this is going to turn out. It's probably going to be a much quicker project than normal. You guys, I've got like 70 more messages on here already and I haven't said hi to everybody. So hello, everybody. If I didn't say your name, there is just, it goes fast, y'all. It just goes so fast and I love that. Hello, Miss Pam. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off. Let me talk to you a little bit about the rice paper. It does come in a little envelope like this. This is our Springtime in Paris Decoupage rice paper. And they are fairly small. So these sheets are not ginormous. Let me see if I can get the size of this for you. I'm going to say it's a 7 by 7 once you cut off all of the edging that's on here. So it's not all that big. It's pretty small. Rice paper is, it's I don't know how it's any different, but it is different. But it's similar to a single ply piece of napkin, okay? But I think it's just more durable than a single ply piece of napkin. I'm not so sure. I just don't know. I've only used it a couple of times and I used up what I had. But it does tear very easily, gives you a nice ripped edge if you like that. So we're also going to use this right here. This was from the wood pile at the Hobby Lobby. And it's just a wooden house. And I thought this would be really cute for this project. Now, what I didn't realize is that I could probably pop this piece off of there to make it even easier for me. But I'm afraid I might break it, so let's not do that. All right, let me get out some paper here. You guys, I will let you know. I am unsure if I will be live tomorrow or not. There's a lot of stuff that I'm trying to get done right now. You guys know in the VIP group, every single month when it's the first of the month, I post a whole bunch of stuff in there. A whole bunch of stuff in there. And it's all a bunch of flyers that I make. And make these flyers, and then I make a version for my entire team, and I give those out. Well, you guys, I had this harebrained idea that my flyers were not good enough. Oh! So I have been in the process of redesigning them in a whole new way. I think that my team is going to absolutely love it, but it's taken up a lot of time, and I'm a little bit farther behind than what I normally am when it comes to the first of the month stuff and the end of the month stuff that I've got to get done. And then on top of that, there's about 30 miles from here, there is oh my gosh, you guys, it's a humongous stretch of road that runs for, I don't even know, probably hundreds of miles in Michigan. And along this stretch of roads, it's M15 in Michigan, is garage sale weekend. So all of the garage sales are going to be open starting tomorrow, and it's like a 40-mile stretch of this road that's garage sales. And I'm like, you guys, you tell me, would you work at night instead of working in the morning so that you could go and garage sale throughout the day, and at the biggest garage sale thing that happens all year long in your area? Because that's where I'm at right now. That's my debate. I'm like, who should I go? Should I go? Should I go? Because I want to. What you use for the firecrackers behind you? They were just pieces of wood from Hobby Lobby. From Bay City to Clarkston, Diane says. Oh my, Diane, are you busy tomorrow? I want to go. So I'm kind of like, my kids are going to be at school. It'd be easier to not have them in tow because, you know, they're probably not going to love the garage sales so much. But then that means that I would have to go, I would have to spend my evening tomorrow just getting the rest of my work done to be ready for the first of the month, because I'm not ready yet. But man, I'm willing to put it aside to go to this big old garage sale thing. It's huge. All right, you guys, I'm painting with the color Cashew tonight. This is Waverly. And I'm just going to paint the bottom part here where we're going to put on that rice paper. You say you'd call in sick? I think I might have to. But I'm giving you guys my heads up. I'm not gonna lie about why I'm calling in, but y'all, it's a big deal. It's a huge big deal around here. Diane lives not too far from me, and she can tell you that the garage sales on M15 is like, it's huge, and you want to be there on Thursday, because that's when they all start. And you guys know that by Sunday, everybody's putting everything half priced and trying to just sell it, and there's not a whole lot left. So I feel like I need to go, even though I don't need a thing, but I think I might be able to find some really cool stuff to do on my live. Stuff I wouldn't be able to just get at Hobby Lobby. I think we're going to have to do 2 coats of this. And I'm just painting, like I said, the house part of this in Cashew, which kind of matches the color of that house anyway. But because this rice paper is kind of a darker color, I thought the Cashew would be a good fit for it. Brenda says, just do it. I might have to, you guys. And I can probably take some videos to post some videos of what this is all about. Though at $4.99 a gallon for gas, I don't know how many people are going to be out and about. Gas prices just skyrocketed today and went from $4.19 to $4.99 here in my neck of the woods, which in my opinion is just insanity, absolute craziness. All right, we need to get this all dried up. Yours is at $4.29. Ours was yesterday, Carol, or the day before yesterday. Get it filled up. Follow the words on my hoodie. Just do it. Okay, you guys, I think I'm going to take tomorrow night off because I'm also going to be live on Friday in the VIP group to do our presentation for the first of the month. You paid $352. It's insane, you guys. It's insane. So just, you guys expect for me to be off tomorrow so I can garage sale and then get the rest of my work done. One garage sale, it's called the 141 garage sales, and it's like 10 miles long. Yeah, girl, that's pretty much what this is. Pretty much the same thing. If you walk, take a trolley. I do have a cart. I have a wagon that I use when I have a live sale, and then I have to go to the post office. And so I will I'll take that. No, Mother Son Dance is next Friday. Fortunately, it's next Friday on the 6th. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some Mod Podge to this. Hi, Melinda. And then we're going to put our paper on here. Now, the paper is going to fit on here to where I don't have to like cut off my edges just yet. And then I don't want to rip it. We're going to cut it once it's on here to get a perfect fit right up into those corners. Oh my gosh, that's insane. So we're going to add some Mod Podge on here. You're going to need a decoupage medium like Mod Podge or, I don't know, whatever other kind of decoupage medium you might have. $4.29 in Maine. You might want to fill up your tanks tomorrow if it's still at $4.29 because it looks like, at least here, it just skyrocketed. Like overnight. No, over the day. Wow, I've got a lot of dry. See, the emptier this bottle gets, the more it gets boogery at the end. All right, let's see if we can make it happen. Let's see if this is enough. We're just going to spread this out. It might not be enough. Oh, Amanda, really? Mine came back today too, and they said all is good. All is well, and they just told me over the phone, so I hope it's nothing. Ah! $6.25 for gas where you're at? Holy moly. Yes, there is a pre-reveal tomorrow for designers of the new collection that's coming out. And I believe it's the Patriotic Collection, you guys. And I think it's coming out really fast. Okay, that is so gummed up. Y'all, why does this happen to me? Why do I not check this stuff before I come on here? You guys think, should I just blow into it? Just kidding. This is why I keep it in the bottle. Oh, man. Because every time I pour it out of the big bottle, this is what I end up with. A whole heaping ton of extra Mod Podge. Every time. Without fail. Without fail. All right, so we're going to spread that as evenly as we can, and then we're going to go ahead and just put this rice paper right down on here. On the wet Mod Podge. Hi, Rachel. Yeah. And then I'm just going to spread this out. Now, if you've got a brayer, you can use a brayer. And I do have one. Hi, Wanda K. And so I'm going to use my brayer to just kind of smoosh this down on here. And get it all up in all these spots. It'll help with some of the wrinkles, but not all of them. And it's okay though, because that's how this is supposed to look. Evan's dance is next Friday. On the 6th is his dance. So it gives me enough time to go and like find a dress for myself and some, oh yeah, saran wrap. You can crunch up some saran wrap and you can use that instead of a brayer. That helps really well. I'm just trying to push it up into this corner here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just cut that right off of there. But I really want it up in that peak as best as I can. There we go. There we go. I think I actually want to dry this before I, maybe. Yeah, before I, what's the word I'm looking for? Before I cut that, I'm going to go ahead and just give this a good heat down and dry it up. Saran wrap will get all your wrinkles out. You're eating your dinner right now, Carol. You should be eating earlier than now. It is too close to bedtime for dinner, girl. Too close to bedtime. Carol's getting out of the hospital in the morning. Oh, yay, Carol. That's great news. Okay, and once I've got that on there, I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife that I just put a new blade in. And we're going to cut this right up here at the peak. Oh, I missed my cut, you guys. On a small little part of it. Oh, well. Things happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Thank you for the stars, Pam. Now, I never claim to be an expert in this stuff. Just so you guys know. They give us products that are new and they're like, hey, figure it out. And then teach it. What time for the preview? Tomorrow. It's going to be in, if you're a designer, it's going to be in Design Studio, and there's an event in there that you can go ahead and check out. I think it's 6 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time, 4 o'clock Mountain, 5 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Pacific is, I think, the correct times for it. Oh, yes. Yo, this looks so good. I do have a small part up there, but we're gonna just do something about that. And then I'm gonna turn it over. And then I'm gonna go along the back side, and I'm gonna do the same thing back here with my X-Acto knife and just cut it close. You could, oh, nope, that's not gonna work because this little red ridge on here. The house was from Hobby Lobby. So we're going to use our sander instead, because that little ridge on there is not going to let me cut it. It holds that up. So we can use our little sander guy and we can sand off any extra rice paper that we've got. And it just leaves this really unique and cool design on here. You guys see how cool that looks? Similar to a napkin, very similar to a napkin. Why do I struggle with everything all day? All right, so it is on there. Look at how cool that is. Oh, I love it. I just think I might change my mind about my embellishment choices for tonight, though, just based on that. All right, and then I got another little piece right here that's still got some butterflies on it that I want to use up instead of throwing it away, because I love those butterflies. And when I saw that they weren't going to fit this design, I thought I'd grab something out to be able to put that onto. So I have these cute little tags. Again, I think they're from Hobby Lobby. You get them in a whole bunch of packs all at a time. You're not getting the rice info. Okay, that could be because I messed something up when I first came on here. User comments on a post. It's the post that I'm on right now. They comment rice. All right, I just changed something. Try it again. See if that works better. It's always something, you guys. All right, so we're going to do the same thing with this one. I should have just painted it first. We're going to paint this also with cashew. And make these two pieces match. Are you going to do patriotic napkin bundles? Lori, I have not found patriotic napkins yet. I would love to. I don't have enough in my stash to do bundles. And I have been at TJ Maxx 3 times already now looking for them. Once with my children in tow. So I'm going to do the best I can to do everything that I can for you guys. But a lot of it's just going to kind of depend on what I can find. And so far, it's like all of the stores are being extremely slow at getting stuff out for Patriotic this year, considering that it's the 250th year. I don't know. It's kind of driving me nuts. I wanted the stuff out in February so I could start prepping. I'm getting things planned because things start to get busy as soon as spring hits. With dances and field trips and end of the year stuff and, oh, just all the things. And then today while, well, my favorite what do you mean bringing brushes? My favorite just brushes in general. I don't really have a favorite brush. I have a ton of brushes. I think my favorites are probably these ones from Walmart. They come in a 2-pack. And they're like $3 for 2 of them. $2.50 for 2 of them. Those ones are my favorite. And the other favorites that I've got are from Home Depot. And they've got like a grippy on it. Those ones are my favorite. Because I'm going to see if I can just use up this. Because this is a pretty small thing here. That's the way to do it. Pull my paper out. And you could cut off the string. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it. Because it's going to make things easier for me with this project. Or make that part go by faster. Most of my brushes are just things that I had way before I even started with chalk. And I found them in bins and things. But I don't have any special love brushes, honestly. All right, I want to get this butterfly on here as much as I possibly can. Because I think it's going to be super cute. Look at that, you guys. The smallest little tag with a butterfly. Oh, it's adorable. All right, I'm going to dry this up real fast so that it will stay, hopefully. Did I just put that brush in there? I sure did. And then we can come back in with that sander and we can sand off all of this extra. Okay, so now we've got not only the house, but we've got a cute little tag that we can hang on this that matches everything else. And it's just adorable. Tag, you guys. How stinking cute. Somebody comment something because nothing's coming up right now. I think you guys are just watching intently, but sometimes the comments stop for other reasons. All right, I want to clean up my paper here. I really wish my Mod Podge brush was working, or my bottle was working. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a second layer of Mod Podge on top of each one of these to seal them in now that we've got them laid down on there, okay? And just to do that, and I'm just looking for any other random brush that I might have in here that'll work. I think my comments stopped, you guys. Thank you. Okay, yeah, my comments stopped. Darn. All right, let me see if I can refresh because nothing has been coming up. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. My turquoise matte I got on Amazon. Hi, Linda. I think that the rice paper is thin enough that if you don't paint the wood first, that it's gonna look funny. You'll see the wood behind it, especially if you have a dark surface. So I would paint it first. There's still a big glob of something in here. So I want to go over this now with a second layer of Mod Podge just to seal that in. And I think it's about time for me to refill my bottle. My bottle spout has a big booger, Pam. A big booger. And I can't seem to get it out of there. Wish I could. But the more empty your jar gets, the more it dries that up. All right, we're going to put a second coat right on this little tag thing too. And then dry these guys up. And that should be the end of our Mod Podge for tonight. Hi, Florine. So I'll get that booger out of there later. Still no info. It worked for Pam. Ruth, try it again. Rice. R-I-C-E, rice. Rice. All right, you guys. It usually clogs in the bottles, but it clogs worse the more empty your bottle is, and mine is almost empty. You can see it's all the way down there. But the big old bottles of Mod Podge, I either over dip my paintbrush every time and have it dripping everywhere, or I over pour it and end up with a huge mess. So those bottles seem to work out best for me. And I just gotta clean the boogers out of it every once in a while. But I do have another bottle and I can add that to it. Hi, Carolyn. All right, you guys. So far we have got our rice paper on our house. Look at how cute that looks. And we've got our little tag that we're going to use for adding on to the bow that we're going to put on this, okay? So now what I want to do is I'm going to grab some Waverly. This is the wrong one. I grabbed truffle, but I wanted antique wax. My antique wax from Waverly. And we're gonna wax up the top part of this house just to darken it. So this stuff works really, really good just to give it, it's almost like you're adding a stain to it without using a stain. And it's also water soluble, so it's easier to clean your brushes. Okay, so we're just gonna paint up this whole top part here. But it's not like a paint per se because you can actually see the wood grain through when you paint with this antique wax, and then you can wipe it back off if you have extra. Or even use a lighter wax, like I told you guys yesterday. Lighter wax will take off the darker wax. So if you think that your antique wax is too dark, you can come back in with like a light wax and you can lighten it up. So it's really easy to change the color. But I just want to get this a bit darker so that it kind of matches the rest of that. Oh, I didn't even think about a key. I do have a key. Oh, Sandy, I can do that. I can definitely do that. I have tons of keys. Little bitty keys. So all that's in there in the cart link is just the rice papers, and there's 3 of them, and they're all accessories on my site. That's all that the cart link is for. There's nothing else I'm using from my website tonight except for this piece of rice paper. But when I'm asked to do it, I'm going to do it. So here we are. And then I've got another project that I've been asked to do as well. But that one I got to figure out a little more than I got to figure this one out. All right, I'm going to be a little bit sloppy with this because remember I did miss a spot. And it's okay, because then I can wipe up that extra and it's just going to give it a little bit more of a vintage feel. And I can even put some of this wax down at the bottom and around it. So I'm not too worried about being super, super clean right here on the edges. As far as my wax goes. I'm going to go ahead and actually just add some wax right up there to the top. And then grab a piece of paper towel and kind of wipe that off of there just to kind of give a little bit of a shadow to that. Oh, and then you can see where my paint, or where my glue was. Where I accidentally got Mod Podge on the thing. That's okay. You're welcome, Carol. So let's go ahead and just add some more of this antique wax right to the edges. And then come right back in with that paper towel. And I'm just going to smudge some of that off of there. Just going to kind of darken around our edges, just like an ink would. All right, you guys. Isn't that so much better with the top of that, just being the antique wax on there? I think that looks great. I think that looks great. Okay. This is going to be an easy project tonight, you guys. Easy, easy, easy. So I was totally cute. So now we're just ready for embellishments. We're ready for embellishments. We're going to embellish this thing up, and we're going to make the cutest little thing. I should have had my glue gun on. It's on now. Have you guys tried rice paper before? Let me know in the comments if you have. Oh, you're so welcome, Mary. You are very welcome. Very, very, very welcome. Let me see if I can find my keys. Not that one. Not that one. Well, which bin is it? I know I have a bunch. Why does this always happen to me? I tell you guys I have a lot of them. And I do until I go to look for them and then they disappear. And that's just the story of my life. They're here. I found them. I found the keys. Okay. You've used it? You love it? Oh, yeah, that's going to look awesome. Okay, we're going to add that key to there because that's just going to add that little element of oomph. Oomph. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of some, this is like a decorative burlap. And we're just going to add some decorative burlap right here. And I'm going to wrap it around the house and then glue it on the back side. So let's just measure this and get out a piece here. We're just going to add a piece right there, not quite to the top, not quite to the roof, but right in the center. And since my glue's not ready yet, I did wax the edges of the house. Yep. Yep, just to give it a little bit more of an antique look right there. That, however, is not ready. My glue gun. So let's go ahead and just make our bow while we wait for the glue gun. But we're going to put that piece there. I'm going to grab a piece of twine. And then we're going to start a frost warning. What? We're going to start building a bow. This right here is just a piece of, I think it's Chanel ribbon. And all I'm going to do is do that whole, or is it chevron? I always get it wrong. I didn't do the house sides. Nope. Because the house was actually that color. And the paper wouldn't wrap all the way around it. It wasn't big enough. All right, I'm just going to do a regular old tie your shoes bow with this one because that's the easiest to do. Is it chiffon? It's either, I always call it chevron or something. Or Chanel. Chiffon, chevron, Chanel, I don't know. It's that stuff. It's the pretty stuff. And just cutting my ends so that they're about equal there. So we've got the first part right there. Then we're going to layer this with some different ones, okay? So that's our bottom. Then I'm going to take a little bit of some, oh yeah, you're right, chevron's a pattern. Of some lace, and it's of similar color, but it's a little bit different. Thank you, Rose. And we're just going to do the same thing and make another little bow here. And you want to make this one smaller than the last one. So make it a little big. And then just kind of cut it down to size. Hi, Nina. And then last but not least on here, I'm going to go ahead and add another bow just using a piece of jute, okay? So all I'm going to do is the same thing. We're just going to make a bow with the jute. Frost warning until Saturday. That's insanity. The frost has got to go away. We're so done with winter. And this one's going to be even smaller than the other two that we had made, okay? See, now I realize I got to make this one a little bit bigger. And we're just going to decrease in size for each one as we go along. Oh, that's super, super, super cute. All right, now I'm going to grab this piece here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, what are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and we're going to just flip this right over and we're going to tie this all together. Now I know we still have key. And we still have tag, right? Okay, tying it together is not working. So we're just going to layer them on top of each other because tying it together is not going to work. All right. Let's go ahead and glue this one down real quick. It should be good now. Yeah, I've got glue. Pulling that tight, just giving that a little bit of glue on the back. Frost warning in Iowa. I don't think we have a frost warning here. I didn't hear of one. I hope we don't. All right, so since I couldn't tie it, let's go ahead and just use this piece right here. And we're going to add to this our little tag that we made. That apparently needs to be shorter. Oh my gosh, Sue, baseball and it's going to be 33 degrees outside. No! Colin's sick. You're going to need to call in sick. All right, I just made that quite a bit shorter. So that it's not hanging off the house. But it's still there. And then we can add our key on here as well. 102 degrees for Effie with the heat index, you guys. So she needs some of that heat that you guys have got. Or some of that cold that you guys have got. All right, I'm tying these ones right onto that original piece there. The key and that tag. And then we're going to put the bow right over top of it if we can. So far, that's what we've got. You guys see the little tag there and the key. And then we're going to take our little bow pieces. And one at a time, just start layering them. Oh my goodness. The dragonfly wings are what really, really, really just make this stand out so much. Carol says she had to turn on the heat. Oh my goodness. It is too late in the year to have your heat going. What else did I want to do? There was something else that oh yeah, we need to add some greenery. Y'all, look at how cute that is. So adorable. I love it. Okay, let's add a little bit of greenery to this. And then I think I might use some flowers. I might not. They're red. I think they're too bright. We could always add some antique wax to them, but I think we're going to not with the flowers. But what I do have here that I've been waiting to use is a box of some Sweet Annie. And this is real dried Sweet Annie. And I think that for this project, this is going to be the day to use this stuff. Honest to goodness, y'all. The Sweet Annie on here. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're just going to snip off a couple of pieces and just kind of tuck it in underneath all of that bow and all the things. And just throw a little bit of some Sweet Annie in here, some real Sweet Annie, for a little extra sweet touch here. Thank you, Ruth. Oof. Glue. Your heat still, mine is too. I have not turned my heat off, and every single day I wake up and it's like, it's set to 71 and I'm like, oh no, that's not enough. And I turn it up to 74 because I'm cold and I don't want to be cold. Sweet Annie is very fragile to work with, yes. Real Sweet Annie is. You can also get fake Sweet Annie, but it's so hard to find that very few places sell it. Or it sells out so fast that I just can't seem to get my hands on it. One of the two. That's where I want it, right there. Oh, you guys. I think it's great. I think it turned out really good. You guys, rice is the keyword. On sale, extreme deals for the rice paper on my site. And there's one idea of something you can do with that rice paper. You can make a sweet little house just like this. I think it looks super cute. What do you guys think? And there are so many different designs of rice paper out there too that you can get either on Amazon, on my site, all over the place. But I think that that turned out adorable. Yay! Thank you. It rained for me too, Carol. That rain just will not let up these days, will it? All right, you guys, there's our project for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I do think I'm going to take tomorrow off so I can go garage sailing and then get the rest of my month-end stuff done. And you guys be on the lookout for the first of the month promotions event that'll happen in the VIP group on Friday, okay? I'm still working on it. I'll get it up in there. I promise I will. And it will happen on Friday, okay? All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys back here again in the VIP tomorrow or otherwise on Sunday. Have a great night. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Yes, Joanne, you can claim it. I'll put your name on it.